Hey guys, Jonathan here, and in today's video, I wanted to do a little early showcase of the main heroes from the Marvel Zombies show, as we could tell from the latest trailer. Now, this took me a little bit of time to put together, because I had to research it all out. I used a lot of actual concept art for this, so when the show comes out and we get better looks at these characters' costumes, we may have to update these later on, but for the time being, I thought now would be as good a time as any to make a showcase, so let's get right into it and start breaking it down. So to start things off and to keep things simple, let's do the three figures that don't need any upgrades right off the bat. This is the Death Dealer from Shang-Chi, who we know will appear in the series, so we'll just use the official Death Dealer figure. This Spider-Man is the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man from the Marvel CMF Series 1, technically one of the only official figures from Marvel Zombies, if you will. And of course, we have Kate Bishop from the Marvel CMF Series 2, which is pretty much what she's going to look like in the show from what we can tell right now, so we'll just use her exactly as is. I'll start with some of the customs I'm not quite as confident in, and we'll build up to the more epic ones. This is Kamala Khan and Katie from Shang-Chi. Both of them are just kind of wearing basic street clothes in the concept art that I was able to find, so to emulate that here, I used a black ponytail hairpiece with the head and hands from Ms. Marvel from the Marvels. The reason being is, when we add this red scarf, which I think she needs, this is one of the only black hair pieces that's long that actually works, so while it's not my favorite, the combination of parts, there's only so many that can actually work, so that's that. The torso comes from Franklin from Jurassic World, and she's got mid-sized blue legs. For Katie, I gave her an orange glove with this torso from Maisie from Jurassic World, with the head and hair from the official Katie minifigure, and some of these cool, utility legs that have come on several different Marvel characters over the years. Here we have Yelena and the Red Guardian, both of which use several pieces from their official minifigures. Of course, Red Guardian uses the head, shield, and torso from the official figure with these red doll-molded legs that give us the white boots, as well as this helmet from the Flash from the DCEU from, the Justice League sets. Then Yelena uses the regular Yelena head and hair with the torso from, oh my gosh, what is her name? From The Mandalorian. Someone in the comments will let us know. Anyways, I added white arms with gray gloves and these legs, I believe, from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles foot soldiers, if memory serves correctly, and I gave her a large staff as a weapon. The all-time greatest close-up magic magician, well, that has both of his hands anyways, is Jimmy Woo. Such a random character to have on the team, but hey, they'll need all the help they can get. For this, I used the legs from Wild Style Lucy from the Lego Movie 2. Moving up, the torso comes from Shocker from Spider-Man Homecoming. Then I used this head from the Pharrell Williams Over the Moon set with matching arms from Vin Diesel's Dom Toretto from the Fast and Furious set. He's got a Joker card there for his close-up magic, and he's got some flat-top black hair to finish the look. The real greatest close-up magician, of course, would be Scott Lang, but he doesn't have his hands anymore. He's just a floating jar with Doctor Strange's cloak. And since I made my showcase all those years ago, we've gotten several new parts that, help make these showcases better. But of course, the actual rubber Doctor Strange cloak is so much better than just the cloth one I was using years ago. Also, in order to give Scott, a head and hair combo that can fit inside this jar, of course, we could just use one of these jars with the flat brown hair. In the past, I used the Sandy bubble, of course, from Sandy from SpongeBob, but that piece is so rare that I felt this would be a better option to allow more people to be able to use it. So you can see I used that jar, the regular Scott Lang head with that flat brown hair from tons of Lego figures with a 2x2 plate there. Oops, excuse me, I mean a 2x2, well, I don't know if that's a plate, whatever that's called. You get it, it's one of those circle dome things, and then a bunch of 1x1 clear pieces to make it look like it's all floating and to keep that cape attached. Of course, we know Black Panther actually lost his leg, so to emulate that, I used a mid-sized leg with from Ron from Harry Potter, when he has the cast on, but I put a 1x1 stud underneath it to show that, Black Panther's leg is bandaged up, but it's not the full leg. I thought that was a pretty creative way to kind of mend the gap there. That being said, of course, the middle ground is using the Civil War Black Panther for the torso, head, and the earpiece up top. Then, of course, I used these arms from General Zod from the Lego Batman CMF Series 2, and the legs, ironically, from General Zod from Man of Steel to add a little bit of great silver detail there that really makes this figure shimmer and shine. In the concept art, it actually looks like Shang-Chi's arm has, like, some zombification going on there. Maybe that's just what that looks like, but hopefully my dude's all right. But he does have the 10 Rings band on there, so I gave him this arm from Atuma to kind of make it look like his arm is zombified with, of course, that band on there for his 10 Rings representation. The legs come from Bucky from the Bricktober pack in 2018. I think those work great, although they are quite rare. This shoulder cape piece here comes from Boba Fett from Star Wars with a doll molded arm that has a red sleeve up top. From Robin and several other characters. Then, of course, the handcuff trick to add a little bit of bulk there, taking a pair of black handcuffs and cutting off the chain, then giving him a black glove, and the head and hair from Shang-Chi from the actual original sets, and a torso from the Death Trooper from Lego Star Wars. And the reason everybody clicked on this video, we have Moon Knight Blade. Now, of course, I wanted to give him different, melee weapons here. So he has a little knife here and a big sword here for his weapons. The cape, torso, and legs all come from the official Moon Knight minifigure, although I honestly think you could probably go with some darker legs. I was thinking about these legs from the Night Monkey Spider-Man, and you know what? Since I have it here, why don't we try it and see if it looks any better? Might as well. That does look pretty good. Alright, maybe I suggest using those instead. At least you've seen both options, and you can use whatever you have in your collection. Anyways, the head comes from Falcon from Infinity War, and he's got the flat top hair that also comes from the Sam Wilson Captain America two versions, both the one from the book as well as the one from the CMF, although it's come in some other places. But yeah, I really wish we had a head that had all white pupils that looked like, Blade, but unfortunately we don't. You could take some white out or a paint pen, but I don't really want to do that. Maybe I will when the show gets closer or something. Who knows? But regardless, for right now, I think this works really well, and with that, we'll round out this little mini showcase. Alright guys, be sure to hit like and subscribe in the comments down below. Let me know which one you think turned out the best, and of course, if we need to make any upgrades down the line, we can maybe revisit and do that, but let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys on the next video.